All right, so this was last minute. Excuse me. This was last minute, and I gave no warning. I know. Let's do our intros. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on your way in. Okay, we are speaking about a real talk with Yanni. Um, real talk with Yanni been on YouTube for a very long time at this point. Um, and she is reviewing in this video. She is reviewing Crimson Cure's video, or a young brother reviewing Crimson Cure's video about the difference between, I guess, passport bros and passport cis or passport women, I guess. And she's also reviewing Mahogany Pink, speaking about divesting, which, by the way, Real Talk with Yanni is an advocate for Black women divesting, even if Real Talk with Yanni doesn't herself look like a divester. Okay. Um, and so, yeah, so Real Talk with Yanni is advocating for divesting, even if she herself isn't a divester. I'm not 100% sure on that. But for her, it's Black women not putting all of their eggs in the 13% of Black men in America population. Um, let's get through it. And Real Talk with Yanni speaking about being in interracial relationships and being able to take those resources. I've heard, by the way, what Real Talk with Yanni is speaking of here, Real Talk Yanni, I could tell you don't have no. Yeah, you said your dad is part of your life. I know you have a brother. I could tell you ain't talking to them about what you do on your channel, about what you talk about on your channel. Because I literally had a conversation with a young lady about 5 years ago about the same harebrained ass idea you came up with. Like that, you could tell that there's not a man having these conversations with you. You just coming off the hip with it. Real Talk with Yanni literally talking about being in interracial relationships with non-black men and then taking those resources and then flipping it to help black women and girls. I'm like, bro, y'all can't be serious, right? First, you know, obviously, Real Talk, right? She got to take her digs in at black men not building, and abandoning family and whatnot, and not taking relationships seriously and marriage and all of that stuff. Cool. And I'm just like, whenever you see those things, whenever you hear someone speaks like this, and they speak in a vacuum, you know they don't know what's going on in the world. The How myopic they are is so clear, it's frightening, right? So and she's and in this video, Real Talk with Yanni speaks about the 70% not out of wedlock birth rate, but yes, out of wedlock birth rate, but also like how 70% of pretty much black people are single, and I'm like, yeah, and over 50% of white folks are single, and it's a large ass percentage of Latinos and Latinas because we have raised a couple generations of hyper individualistic people, Yanni, as evidenced by you. But we've raised a couple of generations of hyper individualistic people. The black community got hit hardest with that concept, but there is no escape hatching out of this. Number one. Number two, the white guys and the Latino guys don't got it like that. Like that lets you know you don't know. Half of American men earn some 45,000 ish or less a year. And the white guys aren't getting inheritance the way you think they are, right? Somewhere between 50 to 75,000. That's nice down payment on a house, and that's about it. You out. Y'all just don't know. And like I'm watching Real Talk with Yanni. I'm watching Yanni. I keep on saying her full YouTube name. I'm watching Yanni try to piecemeal this thing together, and I'm like, you're not having no conversation with no dudes online, or definitely not in your personal life. You're not definitely not about what your channel's about. And I get it. You've been able to get this far. Real Talk with Yanni. Think Yanni has like some over 200,000 subscribers. I think it's like 220 or 215 or something like that. You've been able to do that without really speaking to men or consulting with men, just doing your own thing. Your journey of weight loss. Shout out to you. Okay, cool. Right. And we're not going to take away from that. Okay. Um, all right. Right. You've been able to do that on your. You don't need men's advice or to have conversations about relationships and sex and money with men on your channel. All right. But then you get to where you are, and real Yanni, remember, you were the one who wept about Lawrence Smith Field dying in that white man's apartment. Y'all are just pulling things out of y'all rear end because y'all just don't know. Y'all don't know what's going on in the world. Secondly, Crimson Cure in many ways was speaking about a culture clash. And you could tell the culture clash is real because by evidence by you, Miss Yanni, y'all just don't know what's going on in the world. Y'all don't know how other men move. Y'all don't even know how your own black men move. And you're gonna know how an Eastern European man thinks and feels. We've already had this conversation already. We've had this, especially on my channel, we've had this conversation ad nauseum. How many black women are having sex with non-black men but can't secure the ring? But can't secure the ring. Right? And it's frustrating listening to someone who's supposedly attempting to give advice to black women and girls, younger black women, and like their answers and their anecdotes and their concepts of what can work. It's like people have tried that already. White men don't. You're gonna have to work with a man. That's the answer. All of this, I'm gonna meet some rich dude, hopefully a rich naive dude, rich white naive dude. That's why so many swirlers and divestors want white men, because they think they're simps with money. Same thing with a lot of sisters and African brothers. Y'all think they're simps with money. They don't know the game. They don't know how women move. They're just so desirous for it. They'll do whatever for it. And you'll meet this traditional guy who was raised with traditional values of women, even if you yourself as a black woman are not traditional. And you'll meet this simp ass dude with some money, and he'll save you from that student loan debt, from that car note that you're upside down on, from living with your parents in your late 20s, early 30s. You're gonna meet some rich African dude or some naive ass white dude or Latino dude, maybe Asian guy, that's gonna save you from you. And like, no. Number one, first things first, they don't got it like that. Before we speak about anything else, the white guys in vast majority just don't got it like that. Number one. Number two, even for the ones that do, Yanni was speaking about family in this video. Even for the ones that do, their families are on the lookout. You think Karen, the annoying ass white woman Karen, is just gonna let her son marry some entitled gold digging black woman who's just gonna use her son as a financial safety net? Y'all just don't know. And obviously, Real Talk with Yanni reviews Mahogany Pink's video, and y'all already know she agrees with everything she saw. She speaks about how it's not surprising to her. She's been thinking to herself, y'all can think what y'all want. There ain't no escaping working with a man. With a man. I want to be very clear what I say about working with a man. 50-50 working with a man. Not 70-30 working with a man. Not 99-1 working with a man. Not 90-10 working with a man. There is no escaping, especially in this post-COVID recession, with inflation that's hitting people like 20%. Right? So you watch the video, you watch Real Time, and it's over an hour long. It's almost 2 hours long. And you're watching Yanni just try to pull things out, and no, man, there's no escape hatch out of this. And the mythical, magical, rich white man is not it. Look at their marriage rate. Look at their divorce rate. And then look at Latinos. Everybody's speaking about Latinos. What's the birth out of wedlock rate for Latinos? Isn't it damn near 60%? Y'all just don't know what's going on in the world, and all your little harebrained escape hatch answers are not going to work. Black women are going to have to learn not to be insufferable. Period. No running from Black American men to who you think is naive and stable at best, or naive and rich at worst, is going to save you from you. It really, yeah, it does a little bit of speech about that, speaking about essentially, if you're an a-hole person, ain't no, you got to work on that. She does speak to that. Does she go into detail about it? No. Is that probably what most of her subscribers probably? You know how we know? Because y'all don't got the white man now. Y'all don't got him now. Y'all live in the same country, in the same state, in the same city with the white guys, and y'all don't have them now. And y'all really don't appreciate the culture clash between Black American people and Black Americanized people and everyone else. Y'all really don't appreciate the culture clash. And I'm saying that not even as an insult. I'm saying there's a lot of things that non-Black people are socialized in really weird ways that non-Black people, non-Black Americans, as much as we speak, these people ain't cool. Like, that cool thing is not a thing. Right? So yeah, so you could tell, like, y'all just, the culture clash is real. Y'all just don't know what's going on in these other communities. Y'all don't really appreciate the culture clash and how these other people are socialized in different environments. I mean, like I said, Loving versus Virginia, what, passed in 1967? In 50 years, Black women's interracial marriage rate is 4%. That's when you count married and non-married Black women. 4%. Four and some change. It was like 4.8 or something like that. There you go. And like I said, we're living through the time of hyper individuality. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. We're living through a time of hyper individuality, and white people got hit with that too. White people got hit with that too. Asians and Latinos in America got hit with that too. Real Talk with Yanni speaks about her father and how men speaking about how they grew up with no father as an excuse is not an excuse, because her father grew up without a father and her father was there and great. Yeah. Most men ain't using that as an excuse right now, though. You might be a couple decades too late for that. You know when somebody's like reaching, and like, you ever, okay, you're ever around someone that, like, when they're around a certain group of people, they sound wise, and you almost are beating yourself up because you might have, you're not gonna say anything because you're not attempting to come off condescending or like, damn, y'all, so like, this nigga sounds smart to dumb niggas, but like, this is not wisdom or intelligence. This is not any type of, like, this person is not saying anything profound at all, right? You ever around that and you just have to like remove yourself? Like watching the video with Yanni, and like Yanni did some numbers on this video, some 20 some odd million, I said million, sorry, 20 some odd thousand views, right? And you're watching it and you're like, but what is she saying? And that's with me accepting I'm a man, I'm a Black man, so like, this is not necessarily for me, and of course I'm gonna have my own bias, and so like, when you're waiting for like the profound statement or the, okay, you know what, yeah, that's probably what got her audience, and like, it never comes, right? Like, 60% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency, Yanni. That includes white and Latino men and Asian men too, particularly white and Latino men. 80% of Americans live in poverty. But I'm not going to limit myself to black men, the 13% of black men, and I'm going to expand my options to the other men that don't got them either. Oh, even worse yet, they don't got anything except for their non-black skin, which I'm going to give them a discount on. And there you go with all of the black women that are having sex with non-black men and think that everybody don't know. Yeah. There's no escaping this. As a generation, because Yanni, from my understanding, is a millennial also, there's no escaping this. I'm watching Kim from For Harriet, I'm watching Khadijah, I'm watching Real Talk with Yanni. Some of these people, they vehemently disagree with each other, or they disagree with each other on the tangents, like on actually fringes. Either way, there's no escaping this, man. Watching Julesy. Some people are ties and their ties with their friends because they can't be reliant on this one lover to supply their emotional, financial, everything needs. That's where Juicy and Kim come in. You have people like Yanni and Chrissy and Paris Milan who want to stress not being reliant on black men specifically because they're the problem. You have other people that are trying to get them to question they're reliant on these type of you know intimate and romantic connections. That's where a lot of your lefty talking heads come in. People that's trying to turn back to traditionalism 100%. Like that's good. Yeah, you're gonna have intact families that just don't got nothing still. That's cute. No, once again, shout out to the brother Rogish. No systemic answers to nothing. I mean, Yanni tried to pull it off with this conversation, and she came up with the harebrained concept of like you're going to marry the white or Latino man with a little bit of means, and you're going to use that money and flip it to help black girls and black women. No, who y'all think y'all are? Homegirl that's married to what to George Lucas? Stop, stop. Uh, right. And like that's a one off, and then look how rich George Lucas is. So you got a one man. So this is not exclusively a black woman thing, but because that's who I date and that's who I'm going to marry, you leave it up to a woman, a black woman, to take the one-off story and then use that as an example. Like, look, it's possible. They ain't talking about probability worth the damn because they get real depressing. So they talk about what's possible, and then they're gonna pull out what's her name that's married to George Lucas as an example of a black woman married to a white man of means and then takes that money and that prestige and flips it for black women or black people in general. When like no one has George Lucas style money. Number one. Not your average white dude, your Latino dude. No one has that money, number one. Number two, he's that open of a white guy to allow his black wife to use his money, their money, for black needs. Right? And Big Kev says they have nothing to offer for young brothers. Really don't. Right? And thanks for the super chat, Big Kev. They really don't. They don't know. They don't know what's going on in the world. They don't. Yanni was reaching a damn near 2 hour long video, and she's reaching. And let's give it to Real Talk with Yanni. She spoke about the environment in this video. She spoke about what's coming down the pike. Although like once again, the prescriptions though. I'll give that to her. Most of these content creators are definitely not talking about what's going on in the world. They not. Real Talk with Yanni actually gives a real attempt to speak about what's going on in the world. Her prescriptions, yeah, they ain't gonna work because there's no escape hatching out of this. The mythical, magical, upper middle class to rich white man is just it's not a thing. Like we've said already, most millionaires are millionaires through their home. That's a hard asset. That's not liquid. That's it's like it's like legit scary and frightening watching these people contort themselves trying to find some type of escape hatch, trying to find some silver bullet one way out of this type of answer. And even for the ones that are trying to say, like, even with Yanni, when they try to say, no, you can't be an a-hole, and like this is coming down the pike, and like, and then Yanni she put on her damn tinfoil hat with the conspiracy, and like she mentioned she tacitly mentions the type of concept that we see coming out of the World Economic Forum and Strauss, and you will own nothing and you will be happy. She didn't say it, but she kind of ventures into that lane a little bit, and she speaks about how a little bit about how the Black Rocks of the country buying up all the homes and stuff. So she speaks to it, and y'all think y'all gonna overcome that with one upper middle class white dude that one of y'all get to marry? And you think that upper middle class white dude is going to have the type of resources for you to take and then flip that for the betterment of black women and girls? Y'all going to be, if you could get that dude, if, and that's a strong if, y'all going to be too busy trying to keep y'all head above water. So if you, for those of you that think you hear what I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There is systemic answers or no answers coming up in what's going on in America and in the West. There is no individualistic answers. We've tried that for over 4 decades. How'd that work it? Oh yeah, Americans and European, Western Europeans, particularly Americans. Oh yeah, y'all gonna have to find out the hard way. Yeah, all that hyper individualistic stuff y'all were fed for over 40 years. It got you nowhere. A couple of y'all got some nice degrees and a couple of nice cars, and that's about it. And it sucks because you, as the one stable person in your family, you're floating your rest of your family. As the stable person in your family. Not even the rich person in your family. All that rich auntie crap, that sounds nice. Rich auntie is what? The aunt that's making $65,000, $70,000 a year with no kids? Right? Yanni, there is no escape hatch this. The mythical, magical, upper middle class white dude that's naive to the game, but he loves this one black woman's dirty draws. And then they're gonna get married, and then she's gonna be able to take the money that she makes and he makes and the access money and then use it and flip it to help other black women and girls do what? End up with other upper middle class white men? Like, what? How is this supposed to work? All the millionaires in America, the vast majority, hard assets, don't got it liquid, got it from their home, but because of the price of their home currently. But I guess we don't think that because we see a couple of people driving around in $80,000 Benzes and Beamers, and so we think they got it like that. They don't got it like that, right? And Big Kev says Thanks for the super chat, Big Kev. Big Kev says the Save the Community crowd doesn't help either. They really don't. They really don't. Very few people have the larger macro community, macro national, international conversation, right? There are a couple of black people that we have in the black community that can get that can like that can sit in a room with Peter Z and like be like, yeah, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. I didn't know that, but yeah, like not surprising there. And like, but because it gets real and like even on a couple of interviews I watch him and like you know people are saying like his naysayers say he's like the prophet of doom. Where have we heard that from? People like insinuate that that's what I am. People insinuate that that's what BGS is, especially when he does his dark news segment, right? When he plays the dark news segment, and these same people then turn around with harebrained like silver bullet one word answers for like community uplift. The same people that don't want to hear anything about what they deem is depressing, right? So watching Yanni is just it's an hour and some 40 some odd minutes, and you're waiting for like the term or the word or the concept, and it's like even her rebuttal to and okay, she attempts to respond to Crimson Cure. Shout out to Crimson Cure. Um, yeah, the reason why passport women won't work is that culture clash is real, like more real than black women really appreciate in America. Like y'all really don't know how much and Real Talk with Yanni does the thing where she chastises Crimson Cure for speaking about, hey, you're gonna mess around with these other dudes and they're gonna pop your head off, right? And like, yeah, no, Yanni, no, it's true. Like, no, listen, Yanni, these other men in other communities outside the West, they will backhand a woman so see, like what ends up happening is like women in the West, in America, in Britain, in Canada, really, really don't appreciate patriarchy for real. Y'all think it's y'all because y'all are so used to speaking about patriarchy as like this one-way street for men where men are supposed to adhere to certain rules and women just live free and fast and wild and do whatever they want to do, just like how they do in the West. Y'all really don't understand the social contract. These other men in other communities around the world will backhand you so fast. All like there's a and like women in other places, they're allowed to speak and they're allowed to sass. Don't get it twisted. It's not that they don't get to say anything. They just got to keep their head down and like outside of like the hut somewhere or the back alley of a tribe. No, but there's a certain level of sass in these other places. Oh no, and that's if your own mother doesn't get to you before your husband does. That's if your own father or older brother don't get to you before your father does. So Crimson Cure she's not wrong about that. Right? And like even in Africa, I'm saying the culture clash is so real, y'all wouldn't even get along with African brothers on the continent. First of all, those men in those other places don't have the money. Let's cut the crap right now. The men in these other places outside of the West just don't got the type of money to provide y'all with the lifestyle y'all looking for. That's the fundamental difference. A brother that could work from home in another country, he could stretch that 60 to damn near $250,000 type lifestyle. And that includes the doting wife. And it's just not the same for women because those other men don't make the equivalent of 60 plus $1,000 of American money. 70 plus $1,000 of American money, 80 plus $1,000 of American money. It's that simple. Number one. Then number two, the culture clash is that great. And the vast majority of Western women, particularly Black American women, just y'all couldn't deal with it. Y'all couldn't deal with it. Y'all just couldn't. Ain't no stores open at 11 o'clock at night. No dashing to the gas station because you got to put gas in your car at 10:30, 11:30. You just not realizing, or you trying to dash to the ATM at oh after 9 o'clock at night, after 8 o'clock at night, shit, maybe even 7. It's like not a thing. Sassing your man in front of his family, sassing your man in front of your family. It's not. That's not like in other places. That's just not a thing. It's just not, right? So before we even start speaking about the finances, the culture clash is gonna crush y'all. I mean, look at the African system. Some of your most staunch, 10 toes down feminists are African and African descent Black women. They're conflating patriarchy that they got coming home from Africa, whatever country in Africa, whatever tribe they're from in Africa, with whatever's going on in the Black American context. But if you sit them down, they'll admit to you all this crap they talking over here in America don't fly in Nigeria, in the Congo, excuse me, in Congo, in Angola, in Sudan. Hell no. And you will get backhanded. And like I said, that's if your husband could get to you before your own family does. So y'all could say what y'all want because y'all have these concepts of women's rights coming out of the West, particularly America. I know Yanni looked like she wasn't shook, but she was a little taken back, like whoa, 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 the physical stuff. Oh boy, yeah, yeah, Yanni, yes, yeah, Yanni, yeah. And these other places, you know what? You don't even got to go across the Atlantic, south of the border in Mexico, south of the border in Mexico. We don't even got to go across the Atlantic. You think them Latinas just talking all crazy in Mexico? And that's Mexico. You better not even go south of Mexico. You start creeping into Central America. What? Yeah, those men get real physical real fast. Ain't no talk for act right. Yeah, Yanni, you under maybe you haven't been watching what these bruh these cartels in Mexico. Are you serious? Even the civilians, the everyday there's a certain level of sass coming from Western women, particularly Black American women. Man, if y'all knew, it's because y'all don't know. And even when y'all travel to these countries, y'all go to the little resort part of town. Y'all stay on that for 2, 3, 4, 5 days. You get back on the plane or on the boat and you leave. You don't know. Half of the way you're speaking, the way you're, that will not fly. Then we could talk about the money that the men don't have and the lifestyle you will not be living from these dudes. So, in other words, once again, like I said before, for the Real Talk with Yanni's and her subscribers, the goal is to meet the upper middle class white or Latino dude, not Asian. Them Asians ain't checking. Stop it. White or Latino dudes that has the means, but that's kind of simpish, right? And maybe she could woo him long enough to put a ring on her finger, right? In Real Talk with Yanni put out videos in the past speaking about broke men and her channel is just a wash of like, well, if y'all trying to date these broke men, then be prepared for this type of struggle and that type of struggle. Yanni, men don't got it like that. I don't know what window in American society y'all are stuck in, like the 1950s window that doesn't really apply to black people, but the 1950s window of like leave it to beaver, father knows best, man provide a particular lifestyle, woman stays home and minds her manners, but y'all don't want to play that particular role, but y'all do want the overarching umbrella of security, particularly financial security. Like, what movie or television show y'all done watched that really got out of all people black women messed up? Black women, and then y'all trying to find a hodgepodge to like make patriarchy work in a 21st century context for you as a black woman who still want to do your own thing and have your own thoughts and your own feelings, but you still want the man to adhere to a certain type of patriarchy where he does things just because he's the man. In other words, you're looking for a worker bee. You're looking for a cleanup man. You're not actually looking for a patriarch. You don't see a man as a human being. You see him as a tool to provide you a lifestyle and to do for you. And if he doesn't do for you a particular way, you're going to get the white man involved with the court system and crush him. And there you go. And you just can't pull those type of stunts overseas. You just can't. And Yanni, Mahogany Pink just Mahogany Pink entire series when it comes to divestment and when it comes to all it, yeah, that sound nice. Y'all just lived through COVID-19. Yanni, even in your own video, you speaking about the impending doom. Your prescriptions and solutions are just crap. Right? Your prescriptions and solutions are just crap. And like I said, especially towards the end of her video, she speaks about what she feels is coming down the pike economically. Um, you know, advocates for black women to kind of couple up with someone, and that's what's up. Stresses that y'all put all y'all eggs in this one 13% of the population basket of black men. You need to expand your options. But once again, expand your options to who? Black women should expand their options. Don't get it misconstrued. As far and wide as you possibly can. And if y'all can meet the white guy or the Latino guy, particularly that's into black women and wipes y'all up and takes y'all out of this, cool. The likeliness, that's a whole different conversation. Especially now, post COVID-19, y'all looking for a meal ticket? Ugh, right? And Eric Deadman, thank you, Eric, for the super chat. Eric Deadman says, Mr. Z, they don't live in reality. The woman on Obsidian's live stream admitted most women are not rooted in reality. Bruh, stop stop torturing yourself. No, but I like reviewing these type of things, especially from these content creators, because of how influential they are. Like I said before, they're not as influential as they think they are, but they still are influential. And Real Talk with Yanni, she has over 200,000 subscribers. She is still somewhat influential. This video, last time I checked, had some 20 some odd thousand, viewers, or people that have viewed the video. And that's significant. And especially for a video that's, damn near pushing on 2 hours long. Um, yeah. Well, yeah, no, we'll give her her props. And, you know, um, the reason why I speak about these particular people is because of who they have the ears of and who they potentially have the ears of. The young women, the young ladies that your sons and your nephews are rubbing elbows with in school. Your nephews are in class with women who are consuming Yanny content, Chrissy content, Paris Milan content. Shout out to the brother Victor Creed. As Victor Creed said, hey, don't ask your girlfriends and your wives and your nieces and don't ask them to check their YouTube history. Some of y'all are gonna be real hurt. You find out your girlfriend, your daughter, your wife is subscribed to Yanny, to Chrissy, to Paris Milan. She's one of the people that put the comment in and Mahogany Pink's video talking about, come back. We need you. Hey. So we're in 2023. We have another video down in the history books coming from Yanny. Let's see where this leads in a decade. I'm taking notes. Let's see where Real Talk with Yanny subscribers are in a decade of this type of language. Let's see where Chrissy's subscribers are. Let's see where Paris Milan subscribers are. Let's see where Lexus Exodus subscribers are. Kim from For Harriet subscribers are. All of the black women from working poor all the way up to that like upper middle class, Kim from For Harriet crowd. Even the queer crowd that's coming from the likes of Khadijah. Right? Let's see. And thank you, Dr. Thunder, for the super chat. Dr. Thunder said, "Here to support you, bro. Let's make 2023 big. Let's make 2023 big." And I just, oh crap, with Victor Creed, what's going on, Vic? Vic said, "I did that with one of my ex's daughters, and I was sick to my stomach." Yeah, bro. And thank you for giving us that, by the way, Vic. And like I said, for those of you that didn't hear me earlier, and thanks for the super chat, both Dr. Thunder and Victor Creed. It's interesting when I don't know if somebody's here and I mention them and then they pop up and like, yeah, I'm here. But for those of you that don't know, like maybe Vic, that was what, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. I was doing a live and Vic came up with the genius idea of, all right, stop snooping through y'all women's phones, seeing if they cheating on y'all. Start snooping through their history on social media. You want to see what she really think and feel, or at least what she finds entertaining? Start snooping through her social media feed. And I'm with Vic on that. I've done it. My lady's a nerd, right? I've done it randomly. I was not disappointed. But for some of us others, uh, right? I don't know. I don't know. It might look bad, and that's no insult to you, but it is to say if the women are complaining that we're watching and we're listening to Kevin Rest in Peace, to Raj, to BGS, to name them, Obsidian, to O'Shea, to MTR, you name them, right? If the women are complaining about that, you gotta know that the women are turning around and listening to the most. Hey, I mean, like that Mahogany Pink video, those Divester videos, especially one in particular, got over 250,000 views, and like 95% of the women agree with her, and they with it. You gotta know that's a couple of your coworkers. You gotta know that's a couple of your girlfriends, your baby mamas, your wives, your daughters, right? Big Kev, that's my point. Big Kev summed it up in like one sentence. And thank you for the super chat. Big Kev says there is no hypergamy abroad for Western women, and that's my point. That's my the and that's my point to real talk with Yanni. Yanni, all the hypergamy, all the security dating, all of that for women, black women specifically, Western women, that is that is you stuck pretty much as west as Poland, maybe as south as Italy, and coming back to the Americas. For the most part, that's it. Norway, Sweden, Finland, Germany, and I'm being nice with Poland. Well, you could throw Turkey in there. Maybe y'all could slide with Turkey. Um, and then you got to skip the entire Middle East because y'all know them Arabs. Oh, y'all don't even mention Arabs because y'all already know what they about. So I'll be nice because y'all don't even mention them. Y'all already know what they about. So you got to skip all the way across to Vietnam, the Philippines. Y'all don't mention Cambodia. Y'all know better. That's for those of y'all that even know that Cambodia is a country on the map. Um, right? Singapore, y'all don't want those problems. Really nice country from my understanding, rich, but mainly Singapore. Singapore money is old Chinese money. It's Chinese families with money that's running things in Singapore. Maybe Indonesia, y'all can slide a little bit. Australia, New Zealand, right? Maybe Black American women have two, at most three dozen countries y'all could really mess with on the hypergamy side of the game out of over 200 countries. Out of about 200 countries, y'all got at most three dozen, at most. And that's being generous when I think of what black women are talking about when they talk about hypergamy. Really, it's closer to 2 dozen. But if we're gonna be generous, let's say 3 dozen at most. That's 36 countries out of about 200. And Jamfar said, I'm glad Mr. Z said that. The Chinese got Singapore on lock. People don't know, man. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I am not well traveled like that. Like I said, well read is iffy, but man, boy, Mr. Z will eat a documentary up though. What? Little news segments, new, all of that. Documentaries, man, I live on it. Watch different people's content. Just listen to everything. When I was watching Peter Z and they ask him what does he read, and he says everything. What do you watch? Everything, right? Everything. That's how you put these things together. Let me pat myself on the back. Remember who came to y'all telling y'all, hey, stop with the welfare queen talk. It's not a thing. There's other larger forces at play. There's other things that these women are talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, I make my content. Yeah, I speak the way I do. But I know for the most part, they don't know what the hell they're. And I say it. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know. Right? And Victor Creed says those women have to be a 12 to get it out there, bro. It's bad, and a 12 defined by those men, right? And a 12 defined by those men. And thanks for the super chat, Vic. And Chinese men, a 12 is some super slim, pale Asian woman. Even when they look at non-black women, they're looking for super small. You could play the xylophone on her ribs type women. The Australian men, y'all don't want to have that conversation. New Zealand men, y'all don't want to have that conversation, right? Trail Billy said little feet, man, little feet, you know. And even for our black women that are not necessarily heavy set, they so we definitely have small black women, petite black women. So let's not pretend like that's not a thing too. But even for a lot of our women are a little bit bigger, they're a little bit thicker. They don't got no super small feet, right? Once again, I bring this up all the time. This is one of Mr. Z's biggest gripes with the conversation about Serena Williams and black women acting like black men were not drooling over Serena Williams in her shape. So, but when we start talking about body shape, you got to come back over here to the West. You can't even go to the Eastern countries with some money. And even when we say the West, we mean America, Canada, Mexico, Latin America, the Caribbean West. Unless you could show me all the Northern European, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, who's chasing after thick black women. Or once again, like I said, Turkey and whatnot. Turkey's like the edge of Europe, Middle East. That's like pretty much. Show me those men that are checking for, especially darker than a brown paper bag, black women. Oops, right? Italy, Spain, Portugal. Y'all trying to tell me those dudes are kicking down the door for black women? These places have been dealing with black people for how many millennia at this point? 3 millennia, particularly Italy. Some 3, 4 millennia. Do they have any positive history with black people? I don't even want. Once again, I'm not even going to the Middle East because we know. I'm talking about the Southern Europeans, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece, been mingling with black people for at least some 4 millennia. Where's the story of them treating black women with anything more than contempt? Trail Bentley, me and you both. I'm definitely part of the itty bitty titty committee. And that's the secret right there. It only gets harder for them outside of black men. That, and on that note, I'm about to end out, but yeah, that, and thank you, Big Kev, for that. That's the rub. All of this talk of swirling and divesting as being liberatory for black women. Like I said, the what's the Miss Yonders speaking about divesting as it's black women's feminism. All of that talk sound nice, but the truth of the matter is, it only gets harder outside of black men. And I get it. We live in an era, we live in a world where people are used to walking down the chip aisle and you got how many dozens. Now, the chips are really only owned by what, two or three companies, but you walk down the chip aisle, you have how many different dozens of flavors and different type of chips. You walk down the cereal aisle, same thing. You walk down the beer and alcohol aisle at the store, same thing. Right? So we got so used to that, we think that's a thing. We think that's a thing with human beings. Even though over a decade of like Tinder style internet dating, I'm not going for all of you Xers and boomers, I'm not going all the way back. I'm starting the clock at like 03-ish, right? All these online dating sites have shown y'all like, nah, all the options in the world and y'all are miserable, right? It only gets harder outside of black men. How are black men simultaneously the garbage men of the black community, while at the same time black women are saying we're colorist, featurist, texturist, misogynistic, misogynoir. So we don't have, in other words, what they're really saying is what black people, black men, excuse me, don't have standards for non-black women, but our standards for black women are so rigid and strict. Foolishness, right? I literally just witnessed a little fender bender, y'all. Literally just witnessed a little bumper to bumper. Oh, you just gonna let her slide? Y'all look like y'all around that same age, just like Latino looking dude, this Latina looking girl with a California tag, just like he broke for the red light and she was so on his ass, she bumped him and scuffed his bumper a little bit, and he let her slide. Yep, he just let her slide. And now she's spooked. Yeah, she's scared. She's doing for like 5 miles an hour. Uh-huh. I've said it before, and black women could throw a temper tantrum and throw a fit all y'all want. Ain't there's no higher than black men. Ooh, Mr. Z, that don't even make no sense. There's men with money that got more. Yeah, but there's no higher than black men. Oh, let me disabuse black women of this now. You know where you go outside of black men, and I'm for the masses of you. Now, I'm not speaking about the one-off that's gonna end up with the white guy at proper or the Latino guy. No, most of you outside of black men, it's same-sex relationships. Yanni, did you hear that? Outside of black men, for most black women, they're same-sex relationships. That's the escape hatch. Other black women, not even white women or Latinas, other black women. You heard it here. Outside of black men, you know what black women have? Other black women. Y'all could throw the fit. Y'all could be angry. Y'all could be rageful. If you don't believe me, there's hordes of educated black women all over that DMV area. And you know who they with? Other black women. Oops. All those educated women, all those connected black women, all in that DMV area. They got access to the upper middle class white dudes, the connected white dudes, the white dudes who family been making money, been politically connected for the past century. And you know who those black women are with? Again, other black women. Oops. Oh yeah, if nobody gonna say it, let Mr. Z say it. Even in that northeast area in Boston and whatnot, black women got access to white dudes that have been making, who family been connected and making money for 3 and 4 centuries. All Boston money for 250 years, 300 years. And you, excuse me, you know who they with when they're not with black men? Other black women. Oh yeah, there were professional black women. Y'all only got a couple of stories of like I know one of McCain's sons is with a black woman, right? And y'all know McCain family name go back way back, long, long money, long political and military connections. Y'all only got a couple of stories like that of old white money that's with black women. Meghan Markle being one of them. And that's no slight to black women. Again, it's just to say old white money ain't trying to marry nobody outside of old white money. Old white money not even marrying Asians. That's Jewish. That don't mean Richard Spencer's a prime example. He dated Asian women. When it came time to marry, he married him a white woman. So I really want to stress that black women live in a country with white money going back 3 and 4 centuries to the inception of this country. Y'all live in the same country with the McCains, with the Bushes, right? Jefferson them descendants, all of that. Didn't Nixon and was it Nixon and Truman's no, not Nixon and Truman, Nixon and Eisenhower kids married each other, if I'm not mistaken? Y'all live in the country with that type of connection and money. Reagan money, right? Gerald R. Ford money. I said Ford. Gerald R. Ford money, JFK money, right? And what we got to show, what black men or black women got to show it for it, particularly black women. So yeah, I'll end on with that. Black men or bust. For the most part, real talk with Yenny could tell, oh, don't limit yourself to the 13%. All of that fake motivational talk sound nice. It's not black women, it's the non-black men. I don't know what part of these non-black men being that damn racist over the past, I don't know, 5 centuries, y'all don't get. And thank you, Earth. Earth said David and Julie Eisenhower. Thank you, brother. Right? What part of the past 500 years y'all don't get? But these people been having access to you literally for 5 centuries, legally for 5 decades. Even even during slavery, I mean, like legally too, because they didn't get in trouble. They might have got kind of looked down on, but they was having sex with these black women on the plantation, and we all know that. But on paper, legally, since 1967, and y'all got what, McCain and a couple of other notable old money, right? They wouldn't even let what's his name marry J Lo. He had to double back and marry her a couple decades later. All that, like I said, all that old Boston money, that Matt Damon money, that what's his face? All, come on, people. And I'll pause right there. Look, this is what it is, people. This is what it is. And once again, Yanni did her review. I just wanted to do a review of her review of Mahogany Pink and of Crimson Cure, and the brother who covered the Crimson Cure video. Yeah, no. Ben Affleck Trail. Yeah, that's the other name I was thinking about. Thank you. All right. And that's, once again, these harebrained weirdo concept, like, yeah, okay, don't limit yourself to the 13% of black men. Yanni, I want you to know, black women have been saying exactly what you've been saying since Jim Crow, definitely since the end of Jim Crow. When FD Signifier did his video on the segment where he was speaking about divestors, the young brother that the and I'm saying young, like brother's probably older than me, but the brother said, like, they were talking about it. Black women, I'm gonna go find me a white man, da 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 da. And these are single black women. These are the women that raised me. So he's a millennial, at least he's a millennial. So the women that raised him are older Xers and boomer women. So you talking about women in their 50s and 60s who said the same thing you saying, Yanni. Said the same thing Mahogany Pink is saying. So 60 and 50 something year old women were talking, I'm gonna go get me a white man and da 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 da. And yeah, 30 years later, now their daughters are saying it. You think some of our moms ain't give the vagina up to the white guys? Oops. Ooh, goddamn. Monsters Ball was not just a movie, people. It was just a movie, but it wasn't just a movie, people. So I'll truly pause right there, right? Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. But yeah, this is sad. Yanni, you think our moms weren't talking just like how you talking right now? Like how Chrissy's talking right now? Paris Milan talking right now? Why y'all think the swirler divester term is new, but the concept is old as hell? Our 50 and 60 something year old and even 70 something year old, but definitely 50 and 60 something year old mothers were saying this 3 and 4 decades ago. And they tried to. It wasn't just talk. For some of them, it was just talk. For some of them, it wasn't. And they still don't got the white dude. And now their daughters are talking the same way. Come on, man. Anyway, and the only reason y'all know even about what y'all know is, like I said the other day, the white guys that bust y'all out and that, you know, because when these people like Real Talk with Yenny speak, they speak as if black women are the ones who are limiting themselves to just black men. They never speak about the racism, the anti-blackness that come from these non-black men, or the fact that these non-black men are simply not interested in dating outside of their race. They're not even interested in Asian women, right? Number one. Number two. Number three, they speak as if black women haven't been trying this for decades. It's the white men and the Latino men that keep on rebuffing them. They speak as if that's not a thing because their egos won't admit that they be flirting their asses off with the white guys in the office. We all seen it. They say what they want to say about how black men give these white girls that could do a little two-step a pass. How many of you black women, the white dude that could do a little two-step, y'all give him a pass? Y'all be heavy flirting. He's not interested. It's sad. So on that note, Yanni, I hear you. The flirting. Okay, cool. I will pause right there. Um, yeah, the marriage rate is going down to the drain. Anyway, oh, talking about that, let's end out on a couple of those numbers too. According to the American Enterprise Institute, 26% of poor Americans are married, 39% of middle class, 56% of upper middle class and above. The number one reason for divorce is finances. Women file for divorce at 70 to 80%. Yanni, there's no escaping that just by not dating black men. There is no escaping that just by dating white or Latino men. They don't got it like that either, as evidenced by their own divorce rate. And that's really for extras and olders because millennials in marriage, ooh, y'all will find out. Don't worry about it. Like I said, this is 2023. Let's reconvene with these type of conversations by 2035. Let's give it like 12 years and let's see what y'all saying then. Millennials will be solidly in their 50s. Damn, they're about to scrape 60. Yeah, yes, for some of them. Yeah, about 15 years. The oldest millennials, like what, 41, 42 now. So 15 years, you're looking at about 57, almost 60. Yeah. Yep. The oldest of millennials. Yep. Boy, there's gonna be a lot of. I was having this. I'll truly end out with this for real, for real. Oh, because I keep on saying it. I was having a conversation with a coworker the other day, and I said, "We're our generation. You think the Diana Ross generation, or even the Xers, the Xer celebrity women, the Monicas, the Brandys, the Mayas, the Issa Rays, the I said Issa Rae, Lisa Rays, the Vivica A. Foxes, the Janet Jacksons, name them. You think they look kind of scary now with their love life and their lack of marriage life? Wait until the millennial black celebrity women get of age. Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath. Oh, the Skylar Walkers and all them other. Oh boy, wait until day 50 and 60. Oh, you want to talk about bloodbath, sweetie, freaking city girls, them. Oh man, because the extra black celebrity women are going out bad. Wait until the millennials that's in their 20s and 30. Wait until they're like 55, 60. Oh, it's gonna be ugly. Big Kev, that's my point. Big Kev says black women are stuck with us, not the other way around. That's my point. They're stuck with us. And they hate it. They hate it. And some of them hate it just because it's not fair to them. It's not fair. Yeah, life's not fair. Some of them hate it because they really wish for black women that black women could just prance out like white women do, and even white women don't prance out the way they think that the way that many of these black women think that white women do, right? But as I was saying before, it's gonna be a bloodbath for extra for millennial celebrity black women, right? And on that note, everyone, love, peace, and chicken grease. Um, yeah, I'm gonna end it out here. I'll pause right here. Yeah, man. Look, ladies, yeah, Yanni. I'm willing to have a conversation with Yanni. But like I said, it ain't looking good, bro. It's just not. It's just not. But I get it. You're not trying to kill your subscribers' hope. Um, she did speak about some of the environmental things that's coming down the pike. So, you know, but the prescriptions and the answers, yeah, nah. And I'll truly pause right there. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. So so y'all don't sound like Yanni. Although, like I said, and I'm not gonna, I don't know if Yanni listens to me. I don't think so. Probably not. But yeah, you know, she did mention the environment, so we got to give her at least that. And I'll truly pause right there. All right, everyone. Mr. Z out. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day.